Yeah.
Okay, welcome everybody to our group meeting. We're just going to discuss
Hold
our
on, please.
lesson plans.
Hold on. Hold
Okay.
on, please. Stop the record. Let's start afresh. I need to say something before we start. So,
What?
Cameron is not here.
Okay. So we're going to continue. We're going to start off with our lesson plan. And we're going to start discussing basically our. So I think how we should do it. Can we do it? Okay.
Sorry, I don't want to be interrupting you. Farzana, do you hear what I said last?
No, I didn't hear
Farzana,
what you said.
I said you are going to be the one to take the meeting since Cameron is not here.
No, Kashmeera will start the meeting.
I'm not good at that.
She's our senior.
You just have to.
Oh, I think she's talking about the minutes of the meeting. Are you referring to the minutes
of the minute? Somebody need to take that as we are discussing. You understand?
Oh, is that what you're saying? Okay. Since he's not here, I'll just make quick notes here. And I think she said just in bullet form, it's also okay.
Yes, you can't take the meeting without the video.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Because it's what we are saying in the minute that you need to put down in the minutes. You understand?
Okay. So we are going to start off with our lesson plans. We're going to
so Julie, are you there?
We're going to start discussing each of our lesson plans. Who wants to go first?
Okay, if you want me to go first, I can go.
Okay.
What do you want me to do?
Okay, so I think maybe let's start with your lesson plan as it appears.
Okay.
I'm going to admit I used her format, the lesson plan format that she has sent through to us. So I planned
it. That's what I used to.
Okay. So when it comes to the outcome of that lesson, one of the things I put there was obviously the subject of the lesson was a shared reading lesson.
Please start with the name of your story if you want to start.
Yes, the name of the story was Jojo. Sorry, yeah, thanks for reminding me. Was Jojo Goes to a New School. That's the name of my story. And my outcome, I put it as developing a love for reading, building phonemic awareness, introducing a new vocabulary, and also I wasn't so sure about comprehension skills, but I just put it there as an outcome. But those are my outcomes. Do you guys want to do entire lesson plan, or can we do it section by section? So you can go with your outcome and then.
I think you can do the whole thing. Everybody do the whole thing so that we don't cut it halfway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to suggest just stop me and then you're going to say, because she said feedback, you need to give feedback and things like that. So you just have to stop.
Yes, if you want us to give feedback, we are going to forget everything. So let me quickly say something about the
outcomes.
Your reading outcome.
Yes.
The last you said what? Please repeat that.
The last thing I said was comprehension skills, and I said I wasn't sure about whether.
Yes, that's what I want to say. I don't think that should be there because.
Okay.
I don't know, because I just want to put as a suggestion. You know, I can't correct you, but just to suggest. I don't think that should be there because you see that first lesson plan doesn't look, because from our own instruction, from the lecturer and instructions, he said we should just read.
Okay.
And the learner is not going to read as we are reading as the first lesson.
Okay.
Dewey, are you there?
I agree with you. Focus should be on reading. Farzana?
So that's why I say so. What do you have to say, Farzana?
I would say that in your outcomes, another thing you could include is increasing vocabulary.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Because I also have similar outcomes for myself, but I have increasing vocabulary as one of them.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I move on to
Yes, move on.
Okay, so the next part I've got is the steps for the session. And I went according to what how she told us to do it. The first step is a pre-test, then the second step would be your perceptual activity. The third step would be your phonemic activity. The fourth step was the phonological activity. The fifth one was my book launch. Sixth was introducing new words. Seven was reading. And then one of the things she mentioned in her videos were you may not get a chance to read the story again, but I put it in there. And I also got discussion at the end. Now, obviously, time depending. So.
Okay. To me, the way you explain everything now is just the way she puts everything in order for us. So can you let us know the activities you have for every step?
Okay, yeah, we can just move on. So when it comes to the pre-test, obviously she said I said the learners need to look at the picture, the title of the story, and briefly discuss what they may think it's about.
You mean in step one, sorry? Perpetual skills?
Sorry, I didn't get that. I didn't hear.
The perpetual skills, that is in step one of the lesson plan.
Okay, okay, so I'm going to move on. My perceptual activity, which was a 3-minute activity, and it was a perceptual, visual perceptual game of I Spy. So I said learners, the image of the beginning image that's in that story, I would enlarge that and obviously play with the learners a little game. I Spy something beginning with, one of the things in the story was a pair of glasses. So I Spy something beginning with G. Another thing in the story was a ball, something beginning with B, you know. That's my visual perceptual activity.
Okay, before you move further,
yes,
she told us to use just only 1 minute.
one minute. Oh,
yes.
Yeah, she wrote there 1 minute.
Okay, okay.
But I'm sure you can. We can do it according to.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure we can change that.
Yes.
I don't think you have
Thank
to stick
you.
to 1 minute.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah.
1 minute is quite difficult, but I can understand why she's saying that.
Yes, I understand. Even I thought as much that 1 minute is too small for that. But since she has already put the time, there's nothing we can do about that.
We just have to go with it. I'll adjust it on my side. Thank you. Then my phonemic awareness. Now my timings are all wrong because I put it as 3 minutes, all mine is 3 minutes. So I have to change my timing for all those activities.
All right, that's fine.
Phonics activity game. So basically it's called like walk the word, where the teacher will take a piece of chalk and write a word from the story on the floor. So for instance, in the story, one of the words is school. So they write the word, she'll write the word school on the floor. And as the learner hops on the word or walks through it, obviously the pronunciation, the phonics, they try and sound out.
Okay.
And then
that's fine.
Okay, then I moved on to the phonological awareness activity. Once again, my timing is incorrect. So I've got there a rhyming game. So she chooses a word from the story. And then, the word I chose was school. So she asks the learners to stand in a line. And the first learner, she mentions the word school. The learner first in the line has to say something that rhymes with school, tool. the learner behind him says another rhyming word, food. And so that they move down the line that way, you know, with the rhyme. So obviously, and I got that at the end. If time permits, they can do another round, but yeah, 1 minute is, you're only going to get through one round. Then my step 4, I moved on to the book launch. So the teacher then...
don't forget that is 3 minutes.
Yes, thank you. She goes on to, she reads out the title, which is Jojo Goes to a New School, and asks him to predict what do they think the title is about. Then she holds up, that will be about a minute. Then she holds up the book, and as she turns the pages, she asks the learners to, there's not many pictures, she asks the learners to look at the pictures, and from the first page, second page, third image, they can just quickly decide or predict what's going to happen in the story based on the pictures. Okay, and then I move on to the next step is new words. And I've made a list of some of the new words like courage and root and things like that. She will explain to the learners what each word means, and then she uses it in a sentence, and then time permitting, allow the learners a chance also to use it in a sentence. So you'll basically get their understanding of it. My next step was to read, obviously then go to reading the story. So we read, she's going to read the story out aloud. One of the things she mentioned was using a pointer. And as she reads, she's going to point to the words and obviously focusing a lot on pronunciation. And once again, time permitting, she can read the story. And that's it. I've got the last step. I said the comprehension, but obviously we shouldn't do comprehension now, so I'll have to adjust that. And that's my plan.
What do you mean by we shouldn't do comprehension? I don't get that.
Because at the end there, I've got a few questions. I was under the impression that we should focus more on the reading and not on, or maybe we can do comprehension. I see why you're saying that. Maybe we can do comprehension but just asking them questions. Would you think that would work?
I think we need to ask them. Even I think we've already made mistakes, and what do we call it? The outcome. We need to add the comprehension something, because she said we must ask them question about the story.
Yes, she also gave us some questions, like, do you like the story? What was your favorite part? How do you feel about the ending?
Yeah, we need to add it so that we can ask them questions about the story.
So as the last part, I've got there a few questions that we can ask the learners and things like that.
That would be
a
question from the story you read to them.
Yes.
That's fine. To me, I don't see much to say, because she already gave us the guideline to follow. But I think my own outcome is a little bit different. So I said at the end of the lesson, they will develop strong perceptive skills of building a self-correcting puzzle, a phonemic awareness of matching pictures to make a rhyming pairs, a phonetic awareness of counting syllables, develop a strong comprehension strategies of making prediction, and develop listening skills and new vocabularies. Please, somebody should say something about that.
Okay, sorry. So you were correct on the perceptual skills. The rest of it on my side, I actually lost a little bit of connection there.
Okay, because of my accent, I understand.
No, it was low. On my side, a message came up about the internet. So the internet, there were issues on my side. Sorry about that.
Okay, hold on a little bit. Let Farzana say something about that.
Okay, I see she's, I'm not sure.
Hello, Farzana.
She's not here. I'm not sure whether it had to do with the internet or not.
Ah, she left already. We only
She
have
has,
2 people here.
yeah.
What's going on?
Okay. Sorry, can you just repeat what you said after perceptual skills?
Okay, I said
Oh, sorry. Her electricity just went off and she's just connecting to another device quickly.
okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I said they are going to develop phonemic awareness of matching pictures to make a rhyming pairs. I'm going to explain all of this in my lesson plan now. Then also they are going to develop a strong phonetic awareness of counting syllables.
Oh, good.
Also, they are going to develop a strong comprehension strategy of making prediction. I don't know if that is correct. Then develop listening skill and new vocabularies.
Okay, let's discuss the comprehension skills that you had there. You're saying you're not sure about. I think
Strategies, I mean.
But I think that that is a very important outcome when it comes to comprehension skill. Even if they can't write out what they, what the answers are or whatever, it's important that they understand the story.
Yeah.
I just feel that way. Do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, what I'm referring there is the prediction of the cover.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah, the cover page of the story. That's what I mean by comprehension strategies of making prediction. I don't know if the way I structured it is correct.
But that does make sense, because for me it's important that they actually understand what they see. So
yeah,
to me that's an important outcome as well. I agree with that.
Okay. What about the listening skill part?
Sorry, what was that?
Listening skill.
Very important, and I missed that out in mine. It's very important part of an outcome that the learners actually have good listening skills, because then the entire lesson falls flat if they're not listening and understanding what needs to be done.
Okay. I hope I'm not going to reread all this since Farzana is not here. I don't want to go back.
Oh,
now, my step 1.
Yes.
Let me continue. The step 1, the perceptual skills.
Yes.
I said I'm going to be using build a figure puzzle just for 1 minute. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to use a puzzle as a perceptual skill for my learner. The background are very simple. Each puzzle is only 4 pieces. Learners just have to pay careful attention to the color and lines of the picture in order to build the figure correctly. I don't know if you understand the puzzle I'm talking about there.
Yes, yes.
They are self-correcting puzzle.
Yes.
With looking pieces, which allow only one solution.
I think
this type of puzzle.
Sorry, I think that's actually a very good activity, because it's visual perceptual skills that you're developing here.
Yes, it's a visual one.
Yes.
Another one is my step 2 phonemic awareness. I'm going to be using rhyme matching game. I think you have something like that in your own lesson too. I'm going to print out pictures of just common items that are rhymes. Like for example, picture of chair and bear, picture of mat and rat. You understand? They are
Okay.
rhyme pictures. Then my learners are going to match the pictures to make a rhyme pair. Like you want to rhyme now, they will just go to where the pictures are. Then you pick 2 pictures. You
Okay.
understand? 2
Yes.
pictures of rhyme pictures. I don't know
Yes.
if I'm making sense. Like for example, like chair and bear now, you know,
Yes.
there are 2 rhyme words, rat and mat. So if the learner can bring out the 2 pictures, they are making sense of the phonemic awareness activities. That is that about that.
That that's I
So
think is quite a nice activity for them. I think they're going to enjoy that.
yeah. Then another one is phonemic awareness. This one is very common. The method is they are going to say the word and they clap out the amount of syllables that is in that word. You understand?
Yes.
Like for example now, kitten, kitten, kitten now have 2 syllables. So they are going to clap 2 times.
Okay.
So they are going to clap out the syllable in the word they mentioned out. You understand what I mean by that?
Yes. Okay. So
Yeah,
according to how
that's
many
what I
syllables
mean.
are in that word, they will clap.
Yes, exactly. So
Okay.
they will come out, say the word, clap out the syllable out. That's the activities for just 3 minutes.
Okay.
Then the new words. I think this one is just the same for everybody.
Yes.
Bring out words from the story you are about to read. Then you explain the meaning. After the explanation, you form sentence with it. Then you ask them to give you sentence with that same particular. But another thing that I want to emphasize is we need to like let them pronounce those words like 3 times, each
Repet
one 3 times
repetition.
before we start.
Yes.
Repetition,
Yes.
exactly, before we start to form sentence with it. Then the teacher will give sentence while she also asks the children to give like 1 sentence for her to know they understand the meaning of that particular words. And I have many words here which I can't start mentioning. I took them from the story.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't start from the name of my own story. I'm going to go back to that. The name of my story is A New Pet for Mary Ann.
Okay.
Now to step 6, just read out loud. I think we just need to read to learn about why reading. According to our instruction, I think learner just need to face the story and be looking out the teacher is reading. Only teacher read it out. Maybe they will be following the reading with their mind. And after that, I ask them questions about the story we read. And that's all I have.
Okay.
So Farzana is not here. What
Um,
are we going to do now?
Okay, so she said she's going to try and get back in the meeting. And our time is almost up as well, so I'm not sure now how we should do this. Can we maybe save this recording?
Yeah,
Can I save this
I
recording?
think you should.
And then,
I think you should.
yeah, and then we can, I'm sure she'll contact us via WhatsApp. I'm not sure now how to do the rest of the meeting.
I think we've done. Just save it.
Okay. To stop the recording.
Yeah.
Okay, so you both are done with your lesson plans and you'll give each other feedback. Should I go ahead with mine?
Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. So I also followed the same format she gave for my outcome. I have to increase my love for reading, developing reading skills, increasing vocabulary, and and comprehension skills.
Okay.
And I started off with the same order, the perceptual activity. For the perceptual activity, which is 1 minute, but I also had it more than a minute because when I visualized it, I thought that I won't be able to do it in 1 minute. Maybe we can only introduce it in 1 minute, but when we carry out the activity,
I think
it takes way more minutes.
when you want to carry it out,
Yes.
you may use more than 1 minute.
Especially because she
But
told
put
us
it 1 minute for the lecturer because she wants it 1 minute.
1
I
minute.
think she can listen to this.
Yes. Another reason when I thought about it is because she said that we have to do it different from when we do it in class. Because if that had worked, then we wouldn't be doing the in-service teaching. So when we're doing it, we take it a bit slow and we give more attention.
Okay.
The same thing that a teacher would like quickly do. So for my perceptual activity, I asked them to draw, to look at the pictures, to look at the picture of the book, my big book. And before I even read or anything, I'm just gonna open the pages and ask them to look at the pictures and ask them, what do you think about, what do you think this book is about, looking at the picture? And I'm gonna ask them to write one small sentence on cards. I'm gonna give a card to each child and they write a sentence of what they think the book is about, just looking at the pictures. And then I will put them on the board and I will leave those cards on the board to see when we reach the end of the story, how accurate their predictions and how accurate their perceptual skills were. For my phonological activity, I have a rhyming game where I say the words and
Phonological or phonemic?
No, okay, I missed out the phonemic. I'm on the phonological. I'll go back to the phonemic now. The phonological activity is the rhyming game where I say the words. I chose a few words from my story and I gave 1 or 2 examples, and the rest of the words I asked the learners to try and come up with a rhyming word. I give them a chance, and if they can't, then I will give in words and then we will go over those words once or twice so then they know the phonological connection of the words. And for my phonemic
that's fine.
Words, what did I do with my phonemic? I don't have my phonemic put out here. Okay, after I will leave that out. I have my book launch, which is also 3 minutes, where I speak about the author's, the name of the author, or tell them to look at the cover of the book, and and ask them a few questions about what they think about it, the book. Yeah.
Okay.
And
what's the name of your story, please?
A New Pet for Marianne. That's the name of my story.
Ooh.
You also use it. See, I have the same.
We use the same.
You know why I chose this? I went over all the stories, but I felt like a pet is something that is like.
I fell in love with that story.
Yeah,
too.
it's something they could relate, because some of my conclusion is where I asked them to speak about how they can relate to the story, and I felt every child could relate to it because every child wants a pet or has a pet. So that's why I chose it.
We can choose same story
Yeah, we
in the
can
group.
actually.
Like
It's
two
good.
of us
So,
can have same story. She mentioned that already.
yeah, so
So
that's
go
about it.
ahead
And
with your explanation.
my after those activities, my the presentation would be me reading the story and they following with the big book. And okay, and along it, I'm going to ask them some questions, like to just reinforce while I'm reading, to check their understanding, and explain the difficult words. So when I give them my activity, then they know those words, because one of the activities where I said was, oh, yes, my phonemic activity, I don't know if this is right, but I put the words that I chose from the passage on one side, and on the other side, I have meaning. I'm coming now. I have meaning to.
That's okay.
Please attend to her so that she don't spoil the video.
Sal, please give her chocolate. I'm coming.
These children.
So my phonemic activity, I have the words, and on the other side, I'll have two meanings. One is incorrect and one is correct. So they will choose, and I will use the same words. When I'm reading the passage, I will ask them what do they think the word means and go over. So when they do that activity, then they more or less know which is the correct meaning. Yeah, that's about it. For my conclusion, I have, can you relate to the characters? This kind of a question.
Hold on, please.
No, there's no written. It's just like their thoughts and their opinion. They'll share about what they think when they heard the story, what they thought about, what they felt, or how they could relate.
Okay.
Okay.
During your reading aloud, you said they are going to follow or something like that. Are they going to say it after you?
No, I'm just going to read it, and I will have the big book face to them. So while I'm reading it, I expect them to look at me while I look at the word. Yeah, and I will point using a ruler, point at the word.
That's fine. I hope you are going to rearrange your lesson plan, because
yes, I just
the
told
new
you
words
okay,
come before the reading. Yeah.
Okay. Yes,
I think you do have it in that order, but just all over the
actually, because
place.
Yes, you just have to follow
I read it
the
out to you
order.
because I have it written in this. So I read it, whatever came in front of me, but I will be presenting it in the proper order of it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And sorry, Farzana, just a little feedback regarding, I think it was the activity where the learners are going to match the meanings to the word. Was that your phonetic activity?
Phonemic activity, yes.
Phonemic. Okay. So will you be telling them if they make a mistake? Will you correct them or give everybody a chance and then correct?
I didn't explain that activity in detail. I just had the title of it. So when they're done with it, when they choose the meaning, then I'm going to read it out and I'm going to ask each child, I'll give them a word. Okay, what do you have? What do you have? So if anyone has wrong, then as a class, I will like, okay, this is wrong. We'll go over the right one. And if anybody else has it wrong also, then they'll know that they have it wrong.
That's correct. Because then when you read the story, are they going into the story with that prior knowledge, with already the meanings of the correct meanings of the words?
Yes.
I think so. The story will make sense.
Yes, when I read the story, so that will happen before that.
Okay. Now that you've done, I want to go over my own outcome of the lesson, so that you can also say something about my own lesson as well, because I'm still doubting the outcome. I put it this way. I said, after at the end of the lesson, Hannah will develop a strong perceptual skills of building a self-correcting puzzle. They are going to develop a strong phonemic awareness of matching pictures to make a rhyme piece. They are going to develop a strong phonological awareness of counting syllables, develop a strong comprehension strategy of making prediction, then develop listening skills and new vocabularies. What do you think? I'm ashamed of myself.
I think that's a lot.
I don't know, maybe the way I put it is correct. I don't know.
I think we're too
I just
used
wanted to say something about
putting
that.
in so many, thinking that, you know, because it's for marks, we think, okay, maybe one of it will be correct or will attract the lecturer and we'll get a mark. But when we actually doing the lesson plan in class, we have to focus on one or two. Do you understand?
I don't get you.
Like you said, you said at least 4 or 5 of days that developing this, developing that.
Yes.
So
I'm just like
all of those
giving
are possible,
specific,
but it's better
the
to focus on one
specific,
or two in one lesson.
specific activities they are going to do. That's why I'm putting it in that way. I don't know, maybe it's correct or not.
No, it is correct. It wouldn't be wrong because you see, they are doing a perceptual activity. They are doing a phonemic activity. They are doing a phonological activity. So if you say that they will be developing perceptual skills, they will be developing phonemic skills, it's all correct.
Yes.
The lesson we will be aiming to develop all those.
Okay.
And
what are the resources you are going to use for your activities? I think none of us mentioned that during the first discussion. Do you have any resources?
Pardon? You have
yes.
Resources.
The resources.
Yeah.
It's going to be basic
In
things
the,
like
the lesson plan for each section. There must be a resources
sheet, yes. But that's why I
this.
think it's going to be a good idea if we share our lesson plans with each other, even if we put it up on the WhatsApp group and things. So you'll be able to see the resources I have next to my activity, and I'll see yours, and then things like that.
But that's too late now because we can't come back for this discussion anymore. Do you understand now?
Okay.
So another thing I'm going to say now is, since this situation happened this way, I think, Farzana, it's your own job that I assigned for you already. You are going to watch this video and write the minutes for us, please.
I have to watch the video and do the minutes.
Yes.
Okay.
Then you send us the minutes.
The notes.
Yeah.
Okay.
For the submissions.
So what
and
I have to do
think
is I have to
Kashmeera
watch
sent
it,
us the.
and I have to
Please do
write down
the
exactly
screenshot of your this thing now. The screen.
I
Do
will
your
do.
screenshot now. Then put it. Also, we join everything together in the screen, whatever she wants us to send to her. Yeah, I think Cameroon, we have a way to talk to her.
Done. Thank you for those.
Please stop the recording.